What's up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tyler and I are very excited to share this episode with you guys. We got to sit down with one of the absolute icons of the game, Mr. H. Kressin. He's also co-founder of HKARMY, and this was just some really good conversation. We really dove deep into his upbringing, a lot of the adversities that he faced, and how him and some of his best friends decided to build a paintball company and become one of the most dominant, innovative, and culture-leading brands in the business. So without further ado, we are so excited for you guys to hear this interview. We'll see you in there.
That was an insane inside move by Marcello. Great communication. And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. He came out with 2 wins. Marcello Margot was on fire.
Mark, Mr. H. Kressin, what's happening, dude?
Yeah,
we are
baby.
so happy to have you on the show with us, man. How you been?
Dude, let's go. I love that intro, by the way. Marcello, my God, let's go. Tyler Harmon, they're clapping. Dude, that was dope. Guys, I'm so excited to be on this podcast. I've had a few other people been trying to hit me up and get me on their podcast, but I wanted to wait for the right time. And
Wow.
One of my 2 best friends, this is no better time.
Dude,
so thank you guys.
We love you, man. Thank you so much, man. It's an honor to have you on.
Dude, definitely. I'm stoked.
Yeah, baby. Let's go. Run it up.
Yeah, man, this is definitely huge for us. You know, we're incredibly excited to have you as our first guest. We couldn't think of anyone better, man. You're an icon in the sport, have been for a long time. Your story's great. It's something that I know a lot of people don't know. People see HKARMY where it is right now, one of the staples in, paintball across the world. And, they don't know the backstory and what it took to get there. And we saw it personally growing up. I remember when I was like 11, 12 years old at the field is when you guys were kind of starting out. So it was pretty epic because you guys were people that I looked up to on the paintball field before you guys even, took a business venture and decided to dive into the business side, which you guys have absolutely dominated. But yeah, man, it's been super cool.
Yeah, it's been a legendary ride for these guys, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Tyler, I love you. First off. Second off, Marcello, you're a legend. I just want to say first and foremost, obviously, we've all been in this game for a minute. I'm so proud of both of you guys as one of my 2 best friends to be doing this podcast because I think this is like a void missing in the game. And I'm not going to cut you off or say anything, but for me, I drive an hour to work every day and I listen to podcasts and I love podcasts. So what you guys are doing for the paintball culture, I just love it. And I think that paintball needs this. And I think what you're doing is great. And it's a great platform for someone like myself or anyone to be able to tell their story or tell what's going on. So you guys are doing an epic, amazing job. So I just wanted to say that real quick to you both. I love you both. Let's go, boys.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Love
I mean, look, Tyler and I have wanted to start something, for the paintball community for a long time. And what better time? You're 100% right, dude. We're so excited just to bring tons of content to the paintball community, especially right now. Because, yeah, man, I listen to a lot of podcasts too. If I hop in the car, if it's a 15-minute drive to wherever, I put podcast on, more than music majority of the time. So to be able to give something to the paintball community where they can enjoy some paintball related content right now. Yeah, we're pumped about, man. Tyler and I, dude, we've been jazzed, man. We've been jazzed. We are on the phone all day long talking like we're pumped.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we spend hours on the phone every day just, formulating ideas, having fun. Obviously, we're so honored to have you on today, Marky. HKARMY is one of the biggest companies in the world, and it didn't always start out that way, You guys came from rags to riches, man. One of the greatest stories in the world in the sport of paintball, man. You guys were selling headbands, sneaking into fields to play paintball and just just having a great time, embracing the sport. And man, what an epic journey you guys have been on to have a trailer at World Cup and be one of the cornerstone companies and, to have the best gear in the world. And I'm proud to say that Dynasty wears all HK and you guys do make the best paintball gear in the world. And man, it's just such an honor to have you on here. I know Marcello has a question, so I'm going to let him dig into it.
Yeah, I don't quite have a question just yet. We have a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you and ask you though, because again, I think it's stuff that's so important for the paintball world to see. And when Tyler and I decided to do this show, we wanted to make it about the culture of the game, right? And
Absolutely.
Personal development, and always, a lot of the stuff we talk about is mindset and things like that. And you guys have had that from the beginning. Yeah, you know what? Let's take it back. Let's dive back to like the beginning. How'd you even get into
Yeah.
paintball?
You know what? And I, just like everyone else, and I think like you, Marcello, because I know your story. It was a birthday, and I was 14, and I just fell in love with it, and that's kind of been like everyone's story. And it's either you took that and you ran with it, or you never went back again. But to me, and I think Tyler said this a million times, the adrenaline rush, the
Oh
experience
yeah.
that I felt right there was just nothing more than amazing. And
Seriously.
paintball for me has been everything, and I get a little bit of emotional about saying this and everything because without paintball, like I literally don't know where I'd be today. Like
Yeah.
it's just been like a hell of a ride, and when things weren't going well at home with family and things like that, I could always rely on paintball. I can always go to the paintball field, and I was with my friends.
Yeah.
When I got onto the field, I didn't have to think about like what was happening at home or anything like that. Times weren't always the best. So paintball for me was just everything, and I just loved the game. I loved everything about it. I loved the community. I loved the culture.
Yeah.
And so did my brother. So me and my brother grew up at the same time. I was 14. He was only 12, and we were both just starting. And we came up into it, and we convinced our parents to buy us a gun. We got spiders. I know most of the kids now get Titmans, but we got some spiders. And
Shout out
we
to
went
the
out.
spider.
Shout out to the spider. We got our heads fucking blasted. Like it hurt. Like I didn't have a beanie. My brain was hanging out. Like it was bad. But I came back out there and I said, you know what? I like this. It hurt, but I'm gonna come out and do it again and again and again. And there was a little. I don't know if you would even remember this, Marcello, in San Juan Capistrano, because we were from Orange County. There was a little indoor field called Paintball Gallery, and that's where I met Jay, who's one of our designers now.
Yeah, Jay.
Yeah, we go indoor. I used to shoot the shit out of Jay, by the way. We would go and we play indoor, and then me and my brother got, for like the normal paintball people, got good fast, and we just kept wanting to do it. And because of paintball and because of what was going on at home, basically what happened was me and my mom and my dad got a divorce. My dad lost his business. I watched cars get repoed from my house. We had motorcycles. We had all these cool things that were just kind of stripped from us, and it was a tough time in our life. And we caught paintball before that, and my dad and my mom would always drive us to the paintball field. But then, a year into this whole paintball venture, we kind of lost everything, and
damn,
I didn't let paintball go. Like that was the one thing I had to kind of strive and hold tight to. And because of paintball, I mean, I could have taken a wrong turn or a wrong path that could have been way worse. But me and my brother had when we got to the paintball field, like nothing else mattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a release, and that was awesome. And what we just went full speed ahead on this game of paintball. And we started a 3-man team, me, my brother, and Steve Navi, which Navi runs Metafed now, which is a gaming company.
Yeah.
But that was the first three. That was the first three out of everybody. For like HK. And Steve's dad owns a restaurant. He bought us our first jerseys, which were like cotton jerseys or whatever. When we first started, it was called Outlaws. And then we kept playing. And there was another team at SC Village back in the day when there was rocket fields and double laydown. It was crazy back in the day at SC Village. I don't know. You guys probably all remember those fields.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to SC.
Shout out to SC Village. But there was a team called Hostile Takeover. And the guy by the name of Brian Chow, who actually is a doctor now, and he's pretty well known. He had a team called Hostile Takeover, and they played, and they saw us, and they're like, "Hey guys, you guys are pretty good young kids. Would you guys?" This is way back, by the way. This is like 1999. Like this is
nice.
We were first starting, and he's like, "Hey, would you guys like to be our kids team? We'll like pay your entries to play rookie or whatever." And we ended up playing and winning, and then we ended up playing and beating their team, which was like a novice team. And then we ended up like, "All right, guys, we like you, but we're gonna split off." So we just did our own thing. But what happened was we were like the Orange County crew, and then we ended up battling against this LA crew. The LA crew happened to be this guy. That was Brandon Ford. There's another guy named Scott Kemp. There's another guy named John Myers. So we go, to Marcello. Do you remember a field called Tombstone?
Yeah, of course. Tombstone was one of the first tournaments I played.
We lived at Tombstone. Like we lived at Tombstone. Like that was our spot before SC Village. We didn't even realize it was down the street. But at that time, a lot of kids like to say we came up from this rich family. That was not the case. Like we didn't have like unlimited money, nothing. And so we would go to Tombstone, and or SC Village, but at that time it was Tombstone, and we would join these 3-man tournaments, and there was one called the MPM tournament. I remember Rusty Glaze was in that, and
Nice.
not Rusty Glaze, Gator Glaze. Remember Gator?
Yeah, Gator.
And we used to look up to Gator because you remember Camp Pendleton had the old Camp Pendleton, not where it is now. There used to be another, the first one. And when we used to go there was this team called Sitting Ducks, and I saw Rusty Glaze for the first time. And I go, holy fuck, this guy is so good at paintball.
Damn.
And then he joined Avalanche, and I was like, that was like our first, like, holy shit, like, you could go pro at this. Like, we heard that this is way back, but we heard, like, oh, I got this guy named Rusty. He was on Sitting Ducks. He was playing. So anyways, we're playing these events, and Rusty and Gator is on this team, and we ended up beating them. And we're like, holy shit, like, I think we got something here. And it was me, Steve, my brother, and, like, I think that we had one more because we were rotating. And at that point, we're like, okay, I think we got something here. And we just kept battling. But then during the ranks, as we're going up, we would play against Scott Kemp. Josh Myers was always there. Brandon Fort was always there. Paul Caddick. And we were always battling this LA crew.
Yeah.
And basically, we played so much and we battled so much, we kind of joined together. And we became best friends because of and we never know who they were, and we didn't know who they were, but we would play paintball and we learned who they were. And because of that, we came really close, and those are the guys that we still work with today as our best friends, co-owners of this company. Josh Myers is here every day with me. Steve Nobby, who was there with me for the first time when we started the thing, my brother, and then you have Brandon Ford, of course, who was doing PB Fashion and then HKARMY at the time that we can get into later. But it's just crazy. Just the friendships and everything that happens during this. But this is all before the company. This is just like the start.
That's right.
Really early into this thing of just how we started into paintball. So
yeah,
it gets a little bit deeper if we want to go deeper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're headed there.
We're definitely headed there, Mark. I think that's a big, incredibly important part of this show and what we really want to expose, because you know, you talk to a lot of the top paintball players or people that just play paintball on a consistent basis in general. Paintball has saved a lot of people's lives. We have similar stories, man, and we do want to get deep into your story and exactly how HK came about, because again, you know, you're right. There's a lot of misconception out there, and a lot of paintball players have faced similar struggle, and the game was always there for all of us, which is so incredibly magical. I think, again, that's why, you know, Tyler and I are so passionate about this whole project, is because the game has really saved many of us from going down a certain path. It was always that focus. You know I personally had so many different opportunities, not quite the right word, but avenues that I could have gone down that probably wouldn't have been so good. And paintball was always that driving force to keep me on the right track. And, you know, that's what we're all about. We want to tell those stories. We want to get deep into it. So, you know, absolutely, man. Let's dive into that. Let's really, you know, dig in and show who you are, because, you know, Tyler and I have known you on a personal level for so long, man. And, you know, a lot of people only see what they see on social media, and you're so much more than that. You're a very deep, caring person that truly has a lot of heart and emotion. And that was actually, you know, transcendent from your play style, everything back in the day. And that's another thing I think people forget, that you used to actually play paintball.
One of the best.
And you're pretty damn good.
Hey, first off, let's jump into San Diego Legacy just real quick, because I don't want to forget this. Boys, let's talk about Legacy. First off, we're in Legacy. I was watching Tyler Harmon. He was 11 years old, running to the corner, running and gunning. And boys, this is when NXL was uncapped. I don't know how this kid was making it, but this kid was fast as fudge going to the corner. Tyler, you were a beast back then. Just so you know, I was watching you before you knew I was watching you.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was insane.
Bro, and you need to keep and you need to really talk about more about how Bob Long and everything, like what he was to you and everything, because no one knows that story. Obviously, no one knows the story about Kenny Rosenberg on Legacy, which I'll talk to you. He broke his femur at your park.
Yes.
And Kenny was probably whooping your ass back then because we were teased. Secondly, let me talk about this. Sorry, I'm just getting hyped up. You got me all hyped up, Marcello. Let's go.
You go.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
Let me bring it back down.
Dude, Kenny snapped his leg in half out there.
In half, his femur. Dude, and I didn't mean to get to this, because I know we were getting deep with my family and everything like that. But can we just go to Kenny real quick?
For sure, yeah, because Bob put him in the truck. Bob put him in his truck the whole day, and Ryan told him to walk it off. He had a snapped leg, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, that
so,
was
Marcello, do you remember San Diego Legacy?
Oh, of course, man. Yeah, Legacy was
You do.
so actually before you were even on Legacy, it was a
There was Legacy, and
there was
then
another
there was
version.
Legacy. Yes.
Yeah, and so there
Gary
was
Shout, shout out.
Gary Shouts and his
Very.
sons and Steve Harvey. If you remember Steve Harvey,
Of course, I
he was
remember Lisa Harvey. I don't remember Steve, but I
Oh,
remember
let's
Lisa.
go.
well,
I'm just playing.
Steve was Lisa's brother, and yeah, no, Lisa was great back in the day. She was on all the posters. Yeah, she was
Lisa,
always, she was awesome. But Steve
They
Harvey
need to
played
bring
on
that back.
Legacy. Steve Harvey was on Legacy and was one of my first mentors in the game out at Velocity Paintball Park. So Legacy was the team. I actually have one of his jerseys, one of the first Legacy jerseys,
Sick.
which is to this day super dope. But yeah, Legacy was a legendary franchise, man, and you guys reinvigorated the team when all of the entire like HK Kid crew, But hey, honestly, before we get into that, we need to digress back into like what you had to go through coming up, man, because again, that story is what I'm so intrigued by, man.
Yeah, and I apologize. I didn't mean to cut forward because that was
Okay.
Legacy was like a pretty important time in my life, so I don't want to skip that, but I didn't mean to skip forward. But
No.
yeah, so I mean, I kind of just gave the basics of like kind of the family story and everything, and what paintball was for me. But yeah, we came up past that. We turned into a 3-man team, then a 7-man team, MPPL. We know MPPL. That was the best.
Yeah.
I remember Tyler Harmon with like these tall socks just running down, bunkering people. Tyler, what team were you on back then?
Well, we had a little Oakland.
No, the green team. They were wearing all green. You had these long socks on.
Oh yeah, explicit.
I saw you running down just bunkering people. But anyways, guys, so let's get back into it. Sorry, my brain goes like all over the place.
I love it. That's how we want this, baby.
I just remember seeing.
Yeah, please. Marky, I want to start from just the ground floor of HKARMY. I know you guys were PB Fashion prior to HKARMY.
Yeah.
What was it like in the beginning of HKARMY building the company? And what does it take to run a successful company like the one that you guys have built?
Cool. And that's a good question. There's a lot of in between. There's a lot of nonsense in between with the team, everything. But let's talk about straight the company. In 2007, we incorporated.
Okay.
In 2007, I was living at my mom's house.
Yeah.
The office was my mom's garage.
Wow.
Jay, my brother, Lannon, all these people, they drive up to my mom's garage. Every morning, the office was the garage. We weren't getting sales. We didn't know how to get sales. We weren't doing anything. Like, we love paintball.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, can I tell you how much we love paintball?
Please.
We go to SC Village, and at the time, we didn't have a lot of money. Whether we had to sneak in or pay, we're there. Whether we had to buy paint or steal paint, and I don't advocate this on any, I'm being dead serious how much we love paintball. We were there. It did not matter if we were playing or not, we were there. If we were able to pay, we pay. we couldn't. And I'm being dead serious how much we love it.
I know, dude. I know.
And we would go, and we would either pay or not pay depending on our situation. We were working at
but you were there.
Target. We were there, and you were in the community. We would go there. We would be there. And whether it was a serious practice or not a serious practice, doesn't matter. You're at the field. You're with the community. You're with the culture.
Yeah.
You're doing whatever you can do to do it. And we just fell in love with it. And I think maybe a little bit more than some because of what was happening back at home. Me and my brother fell like completely in love with it. Like, because it was just so much better at the field than it was at home. And we had no other choice. And that's what we fell in love with. And when it came time for college, like we graduated school and I went to college and it just wasn't for me. Yeah. I did a year or two and I just said, you know what, I'm going for what I feel is in my heart, what I love. And at that time, and I think, my recommendation, I don't want to say this to anybody, but if you feel something and it's that young, you're that young, you know what I mean? You just graduated high school and you have that choice. For me, based off what we did, if you can have that choice and you have a passion and you truly, truly, truly love it, go for it. And if it doesn't work, you can always go back and do whatever your other venture was. But you know what? To go do the whole other aspect of it and then go back, it's to me doesn't work. So for me, I felt it. This wasn't working, which was just community college. I have no hate, zero hate. Just so you know, Brandon Fort, he did not graduate from a college. We all graduated from college. Myself, I did not graduate. I went to community college. Same thing. Josh Myers, he went to community college. He did not graduate from college. Steve Nobby did graduate, Cal State Fullerton. Very smart kid, amazing.
Yeah.
Jason Panetta, who is our lead designer, everything. He got his design certificate from a community college, but did not graduate from a community college. We all fell in love with what we love, and that was paintball at a young age, a very young age. And when you dive deep into what you love, you're going to figure it out. And that's what we did. We figured it out, and we're still figuring it out today. It's not like we got all the answers. We still are figuring it out today. But when you love something and you're consistent and you're patient and you're passionate about it, it doesn't matter. Like, to us, it never mattered about money. Do you know how long, Marcello, do you know how long that I lived on Brandon Fort's apartment couch making $500 a month, not knowing if we were going to make it to the next day or not? Dude, I did that for years. I don't need to talk about it. I was like, that was the grind. When my back's against the wall, when the whole company's back's against the wall, we know how to fight back. And that's what we do.
Well, real quick, you know what though, Mark? Again, I know you say you don't need to talk about it, but I want to talk about that because it's funny. It's so relatable. I also didn't graduate from college. I went to
I didn't know
college.
that. So,
I went to a community college, and I remember clear as day. I was in the middle of an English class, and the professor was just being a total dick to me, if I'm just being blunt. And I grabbed my stuff. I got up and I walked out, and I said, this isn't what I want to do anyway. I'm pursuing a professional paintball career.
Is that real?
Now,
is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah. I tell this story, a lot of my friends know this.
I wish I had the balls to do that when I was in that.
I literally grabbed my stuff and walked out because, again, he was being such a dick. And I was already thinking, like, what am I doing? I'm wasting time when I could be training. I could be focusing on other things that I'm trying to pursue. Granted, I think education is incredibly important. I would have loved to graduate. I would have loved to graduate and get a degree. It just wasn't in the cards because I also had a lot of family things going on that were, I had to bring money to the family to put food on the table and help, keep a roof over our head. In many cases, I was living with my mom, and my two little brothers were still in middle school at the time. And I just had other priorities that I had to attend to. I do think there is a lot of value in a degree, but I think incredibly important is an education of any sort. So, I know you're the same, Tyler's the same, whether it's picking up your own books to read or auditing classes or doing whatever you can to make sure the mind is right. There you go. Tyler's got a book right here. For those of you that are just listening, for those of you that are just listening to the podcast, Tyler just showed us a picture of one of the books he's reading. Mine's like 10 feet away that I'm on this book Sapiens right now. It's great, but we won't get into all that. It's just education and teaching yourself and learning is something I'm as passionate about as paintball. And I think they go hand in hand, like as an athlete, you're always trying to find ways to be better and improve. And, I relate the same thing to whatever it is that I'm trying to do, business, it doesn't matter. But from a young age, same thing, man. A lot of people think similar things about me, Mark, that I was spoon-fed, that I had, a very easy upbringing. And granted, I had some blessings that, came my way growing up, but I definitely, faced some serious adversity as a child. And, I'm thankful for it because it forced me to do the things that I did and get myself to the position that I am today in paintball. And so, the reason I even went off on this was because you say, you don't want to talk about it, but dude, I think that is something that so many paintball players can relate to. So many people can relate to, man. There's so much struggle, man. And this game has really been an outlet and a way for us to overcome so much adversity. And so to me, I think it's one of the most beautiful things that paintball players connect on, Tyler as well, dude. Like it is how we have gotten to the point of, where we are. So that's an important thing to discuss. It's not something to brush over because it's easy for people on the outside to look at the tip of the iceberg and say, you guys have always been successful, but no, man. And I saw firsthand the come up, Brandon Fort selling headbands out of the trunk of his car at SD Village,
Hey, let me break it down. Let me break it down real quick, just so we can go do that. Yes, 100%, Marcello, I believe with you. School was not the outcome for me. I was so dedicated and I was so passionate about paintball, I went for it. Do I think that if you're passionate about something and you're young, you should go and fight for it? Yes, I do, because I know what happened and it ended up well. Do I think that school is a bad thing? Absolutely not. if you're thriving and you're rocking in school, go with school to learn and understand and do all that. It's amazing. I have no problem with school, but my story didn't end that way, and that's what it is. But
Totally.
let me tell you this: we went through hell. We went through hell to get here, and it was not easy. But you know why that hell was somewhat easy? Because we loved every fucking minute of what we were doing. I fucking
That's right.
love paintball. I love every second of paintball. It didn't matter. When we went to the field, I had my mom drop me off at fucking 8 a.m. I'd have my mom pick me up when it got dark. You know what we do when we got home? I went on PB Nation and I talked about paintball more. You know what happened when PB Nation was over? I got on the phone and talked to my brother, everyone. We were on a group chat. We talked about paintball till we fell asleep. We were listening to people snore on the phone. We were seriously full 100% engulfed in paintball because we fucking loved it. Like that was it. And you know what happened when everyone fell asleep? We jumped on digital paintball because we wanted to play paintball more.
Digital paintball, dude.
I'm dead serious.
Good
Like
game,
we
yeah.
were 100% all in. You hear this with
Well, that's
Kobe,
why-
with anybody who made it. Listen, we were all fucking in, Marcello, Tyler, and you know this. And I think that's what it takes to be something successful, because I know you guys are on the top pro team. I'm on the top pro team. You need to love what you're doing. Key number one, if we're gonna give some points, love what the fuck you're doing. And you know what? Like this podcast, if it doesn't take off the way and you don't get a million views, who gives a fuck? Be consistent. Be consistent. I'm just gonna give some tips. Be persistent. And you know what? Eventually, just like HKARMY did, it's gonna fucking take off, and it's gonna work. And that's what we did with HK. And we can go more into it, but like we were persistent, we were consistent, and we just worked our ass off. And eventually it worked out. But yeah, I mean, I slept on a couch making $500 a month. Like it was fucking tough, dude. It sucks to even talk about, but we did. Like we were in my mom's garage, working our asses off, peeling stickers, not selling one thing, going through the PB Nation list, trying to figure out how to fucking call a store. Hey, we're the Hostile Kids. We have 600,000 followers on PB Nation. They said, who? Fuck, we can't sell one thing if we're like learning about it. It's been a grind, but we love the grind because we love paintball. You know what I mean? And you guys love the grind, and you're still on Dynasty and you're still playing pro because I'm assuming you love paintball, right?
Absolutely. And that's why you're successful, Mark. That's
I
why
just
you've
love what I do.
attained. That's right, man. And that, if anybody can take anything away from today's podcast, it's have passion, man. Have drive. Have a fire in your heart for what you do. And if you do that, you're going to walk away a champion. It just takes time sometimes. You got to be persistent, like you said. You got to be just all in, and it will happen. Absolutely. So can you kind of run us through what it was like at these first tournaments that you guys had your booths at, and where the progression has obviously gone to today being one of the largest brands in the world with some of the largest booths in the world?
Well, hey, so sorry to interject, Ty. Absolutely. But I think before we do that, I want to talk about you guys as players before the company started, because that's what led into the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like me and Tyler with this show. Just like me and Tyler with this show, because I think there's so many similarities. For the players, by the players, which is so epic about HK. SoCal Kids turning into the HK team was like the first thing that you guys did before the business came about. Because where did the idea for the business come from? And then, Tyler's question is probably the best question we're going to have of this whole show, because that really is what gets into the whole, nitty gritty of what people want to know. But the buildup. I'm in love with the buildup, man, because it relates to the players.
There we go.
No, so HK is always stand by and still stands by to this day. HKARMY is a group of kids who have always, didn't matter if it's 5 kids or 1,000 kids, 21 on 21, like Jules said, or 32 on 32, street ball, whatever. HK has been about paintball and having fun and promoting the sport. That's what we've always been about. You could look up as far back as you want. We've always been about promoting the sport and growing the sport. Secondly is, for what Marcello said, is like we just love paintball, and that's just it. And our Orange County crew and our LA crew just combined it, and we ended up fucking starting the best combo that I could have ever wished for, because everybody for HKARMY, and Marcello, I think you know this, everybody who combined it is good at something. Brandon's good at finances. Josh is good at sales. I'm good at promoting. Like Jay's a design master. Like everybody just it just worked out through the years that everybody was good at something, and we got so lucky. But before we got to that point, was just a grind. It was. I was working at Target. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was working at a restaurant. I was at my mom's garage. I was going back and forth. I was trying to do everything I could just to pay my car payment, pay my bills, do whatever, and then make sure that I could try and push HKARMY on the side, because that wasn't the main thing, because there was no sales. We were just trying, and because of like the amazing following we had with Hostel Kids and HKARMY, I think Marcello, you remember if you were a pro player and had an HKARMY headband back in the day, like that was like the cool thing.
Yeah. Oh, totally. That's it. Again,
it was like gold. If you could find an HKARMY headband back in there, it was like gold. If you had one on, it was like pretty dope.
Yeah, it really was. Even before pro paintball, though, I was playing with Aftermath in like D3 when HK was really kind of coming about, and when I met all you guys, and HKARMY was, and PB Fat, like that was the cool scene at SC Village, and SC Village was the mecca of paintball.
Yeah,
that's where all the top teams played and practiced. Besides Tyler's team, Oakland Assassins, they'd come down every now and then.
We had our own house.
You had your own house, exactly.
Hey, can I tell one story about Oakland Assassins?
Yeah, baby.
Tyler, just tell me if it was true real quick, and I think this will be good for the podcast. Arnold Francisco, you remember that guy? He used to go down the snake. He had a glove on, and the word was he had a magnet on, and he would make his gun go full auto. And then if the ref would take his gun to check it, the magnet would release the full auto, and he would be able to is that true?
I don't think it was.
Out of the game. Just tell me. Tell the truth.
Honestly, there was not a glove. I'll tell you that. It was not a glove.
There was a cheater mode. There was a cheater mode back in the day.
It was not a glove. I'll just say that.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Yeah. All right, we can go back to business. I know you guys were cheating back then.
That's funny, dude.
No, dude, straight rules and regs. Rules and regs.
Rules and regs. R&R, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what it's all about.
So, Mark, you guys, like I think Tyler's question is a perfect time to get into that. You guys were a young team. Again, I remember like you guys had the all black long sleeve shirts with the HK stuff. You guys actually, dude, I remember hearing a pretty cool story because Iron Kids are a legendary team, right?
Yeah.
How did you guys end up being able to use, well, for those that don't know Iron Kids, do you want to give a little history on who the Iron Kids were?
San Diego Dynasty's original crew, Alex Frazee, Brian Cole. We all know Brian Cole, straight beast. We looked up to these guys. Brian Cole used to roll up to the field in his goddamn lifted truck. Kid had money, something, whatever. We're like, dude, Dynasty's showing up. Like, there goes Greenspan. Like, we looked up to these players. Like, I truly did. Dynasty, I looked up to them. Like they're like my heroes. Like, I love you guys. And now you guys are on Dynasty. Like, I love this. But Ryan Greenspan, Oliver Lang, Alex Frazee, Brian Cole, Alex Fergoza, you remember Angel Fergoza. So you remember you remember all the guys. So anyways, these were the guys who were Opie Logren.
Yeah.
These were the Iron Kids. And at this point, we didn't understand who that was because we were with Hostile Takeover. They're like, oh, be the Hostile Kids because and it made sense. And they're like, hey, we see you guys. You guys are playing good. You guys are killing it. But like, we took the shield and put Hostile Kids in it. But we didn't realize that there was this team called Iron Kids who was Dynasty, the original Dynasty. And they had Iron Kids in the shield. And they go, look, we respect you. You guys are coming out here every weekend. You guys are grinding. But look, if you want to keep using the shield, then you got to play us. I go, okay, cool. So, Marcelo, do you remember Legoland at the top of SC Village?
Oh, my God, of course.
Let's
that
go.
field was so
Let's
sick,
go.
dude.
So they go, all right. So Oliver comes up to us. I go, fuck it, dude. We're pretty good. We've been beating fucking teams left and right. Like, we're pretty confident. Yeah. We held up to the Hostile Kids name. We were like we were kind of bad kids. It's nothing to be proud of, but
little ragers.
Yeah, we were ragers. So they go, all right, dude, these guys want to go, let's go. And they beat the shit out of us. Not even one guy left. They were like full body count, like and they go, you guys played us. You guys were stand up about it. You didn't do anything stupid. So you know what? We're gonna hand you the shield. And this is a true story. You can ask Greenspan, you can ask Oliver, you can ask Alex. This really happened at Legoland after. And they go, you know what? You guys jacked our shield. It's okay. We're going to give you that shield. And not many people can say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, nobody can say that. Yeah.
And that's the story that like lives with me forever because it's like, I remember it and they overshot us. They beat the shit out of it. They're better than us. Like these guys are amazing.
Well, dude, this is like when they're in their, this was back when they were like in their prime and they were the first to be, like, young athletes in the game. You know what I mean? And they
were beasts.
they're dominant. Like if you can find an Iron Kids headband now, that's
that's worth some
insane.
guac.
If you have
That's
an
worth
Iron
some
Kids,
guac,
like a
Daddy.
real one.
Yeah, guac. Hey, I'll never forget. I was on Oakland, and it was when you guys had just started the company. I think Anson Hong gave me a care package of HK gear, and my jaw just hit the floor. You know what I mean? It was like finding gold, like you said. And I was dialed in, rocking all that stuff when I was just a kid.
Hell yeah. Shout out Anson and Goat. Those two kids, if you guys don't know who they are, were beasts. I think Marcello will attest to this. Goat was a goddamn monster.
Yeah,
so Goat was super underrated. I played on the Ironman with him when I first got on the team in like 2006, 2007. And he was just awesome dude and a great player. But it's so funny because he was so vicious on the paintball field, but then he's also a, very religious person outside of it. He goes around, does a bunch of missions, and he's so peaceful and just humble.
When that buzzer starts, it's a different person.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Paintball works. Same with Tyler. Look how nice he is. You see him on the field, he's gonna eat your guts. Guys, I didn't want to miss this part about like everything. I know we were like skipping and bobbing, and there's a lot more to the story, but I think Marcello, you will attest to this. Tyler, I did not want to miss this part of HKARMY's history. And guys, just so I can run it down, we grinded on couches, we grinded in garages. Like it was not easy. We made no money for a long time, like a long time. Marcello, you know this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tyler, you know this. When we really started to push and we're like, oh, we have to pay someone. We're like, all right, let's jump Cassidy Sanders. You guys remember when Cassidy Sanders came in? No, you remember this? Cassidy Sanders and his videos at the time, do you guys understand? There was no Instagram.
That's crazy.
Yes. There was no Instagram when Cassidy came in. It was MySpace. If you go back and look, it was MySpace. Yeah. We were ahead of the game on social media because Cassidy was able to put out the best shit you've ever fucking seen. And Tyler, I don't even need to. You don't need to say that I said this. You know all Cassidy's videos, Marcello. You know all Cassidy's videos.
Cassidy is a god.
So much, and I just want to give a shout out to Cassidy Sanders because I was the best man at his wedding. We were good friends, and he took a chance with us. And I just want to say that I thought Cassidy was awesome. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Cassidy and HKARMY's growth.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Cassidy is, hands down, gonna go down in history as one of the best paintball videographers ever to do it in the sport. The cadence, the flow, the magic that he would create. He captured things that nobody else captures. And he just understood some different fabric and dynamic of the game and how music and paintball flow together that just created some of the most magical moments that we've ever seen in paintball. Truly a legend, and shout out to Cassidy. We love you, dude.
Dude, I couldn't have said that any better myself. No, I'm not even adding to that. Just go back and watch the Dynasty World Cup video from 2015. That is like, I think it's one of the most watched paintball videos in all of paintball.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off at all. But all I wanted and this was a while ago. All I wanted to make sure that I remembered in this, because I have a little note sheet right here, that Cassidy Sanders' input to this company, because of his talent and what he did before there was an Instagram, before there was a TikTok, before there was all this bullshit, and it was just YouTube. It was instrumental for our growth and everything. And I just wanted to let you know, like, the hype. And I watched your podcast, your second podcast, and what you guys were talking about, and about how to grow paintball and about being for the players and everything, but just for our brand in general, which we were able to utilize Dynasty and whatever. And I think Cassie's videos promoted you guys and us at the same time, but nobody was doing that at that time. So we were the first jump on that. I realized that was a good jump to do at the time, and I thought that would be a good move, and we grabbed Cassidy, and it worked out, and he moved on to the gaming industry. But like Cassidy
he's a monument,
very instrumental to me and this brand. So
shout out Cassidy, man. We love you, dude.
Yeah, it's not even just for what he's done for your company, though. It truly is for what he's done for paintball. Because
and maybe I worded that wrong. I apologize.
Oh, no.
But let me reword that. What he's done for paintball.
Yeah, because dude, I could show that video to any non-paintball player, and they're just like, "Wow!" Actually, that is the video that I show.
It seems like that's the video everybody shows because
and he did. He had so many videos like that. HK was always the cool company. It was always the company with all the fashion and all of the swagger, and it was the company that had all the sweet videos after every event, like. HKARMY is a culture. It's a movement. It's for the players, by the players, truly.
Yeah.
Which is, again,
even my background right now. Here we go. This is some Cassidy right here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we did that footage. I threw that. Or no, that's me. But someone else threw that shit on me.
Yeah. Again, hey, if you guys are only listening to this podcast, you could go over to the YouTube channel and see the video. We've got all three of us, Tyler, Marky, myself in here, and Tyler has this sweet background image of Marky
H.
with the
Let's
KLR
go.
goggles. This was a dope commercial with this whole paint thing. You guys should go check it out. But
yeah, man. Yeah, we love it, man. You guys have such a cultural staple for paintball, and the game would not be the same without you. That's all there is to it. Marky, if you don't mind me asking, what is your favorite paintball memory of all time? Like, if you had to pick one memory for paintball in your career, what would that be?
Oh man, there's been so many. Like,
I know.
To be honest, like I have to say when I'm on the field, because that was it. Yeah. So you guys know Damian Ryan. He's played for Ironman. He's played for Aftershock. He's played for a lot of teams. Damian Ryan joined the Hustle Kids. So what you guys don't know, or a lot of these young kids don't know, there was called the HK Curse. HKARMY. No, I'm serious. HKARMY was the breeding team for pro teams. So we'd have Bobby Avilias jump on the team, and then Bobby Avilias would join HKARMY. We wouldn't make Sunday, or we would make Sunday, not make finals. Boom, Ironman took him. Scott Kemp would join the team. We go to Sunday, not make finals. Boom, he's on another team. Like we were a breeding team for pros, and we would get eaten up. So it was tough. So we finally said, you know what, let's go. We grabbed Damian Ryan, and I'm not trying to hype Damian. I don't really,
I love Damian. Shout out to Damian.
No, I love Damian, but this is just a story. This is what happened.
Yeah.
Tally,
right.
Rest in peace, Tally, who's an amazing player.
That's my dog right there.
We grabbed Tally. We grabbed Jerry Desero. We got Damian, and we went for it in 2008. Guess what? And Marcello, I think, were you on Aftermath? It was a SoCal sweep. Aftermath won, and we won. I don't know if you were on that team.
But I was on the Ironman in 2008. Yeah.
Aftermath won pro. And this is MPPL, by the way.
No. They won semi-pro.
They won semi-pro.
In 2008, they won semi-pro.
And then we won D1.
There we go.
And I have all the trophies in the office. And that was like the beautiful year, because like we've had a tough time to like we were in D1, we dominate. But then when we got to Sunday, okay, we go and then semis, and then someone will blow it at what aspect. And then with Damian and Tally, I mean, I got to say, like, they helped us very much, and we were able to stick with that team the whole year, even though, and no one could steal them because we had them. And, we were able to win the series in D1 as a champion. And I'm not going to lie, D1 MPPL back then was pretty
Yes.
It wasn't pro, but you know what I mean? It was tough competition. We're playing against real players that in MPPL where no one was talking.
Hey, I'm so sorry, Mark. I got to correct myself, actually. In 2008, I believe Aftermath played semi-pro in the PSP, and they played pro in NPPL.
Yeah, and that's
because
what I thought.
Because they won Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yes.
That Jacksonville was in 2008. Yeah, they beat us.
So we won everything, but the Jacksonville sweep in Florida, they won, and we won at the same time, and we called it the SoCal sweep.
Yeah. Shout out to, hey, where's Moose at? Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Can I tell you something about that event?
Yeah, of course.
So real quick, sorry, I didn't mean to throw you guys off, but this is
give us the juice.
This is how much, Marcel, I want you to look at me in the eyes during this one, and Tyler. This is how much we love paintball. During that event, that Jacksonville event, I will show you the photo of us standing in front of an RV. We did not have enough money for a hotel. I'm not kidding you right now.
I know you're not.
We did not have enough money for a hotel. You know what we did? I'll show you the photo of the RV. We slept in that RV for 6 days straight.
Dude, that's
great. You know what we did? We went out and won that fucking event.
That's
how much we fucking
baby.
And I just got goosebumps thinking about it again. Because I would fucking do it again. I swear to God. I'm not kidding right now. That's what the Hustle Kids were. That's what HK was. Like whatever it took to get out to that field, to get out to that stadium, to get out on the field again, we would do it. Dude. And that's what we did. And that's a true story, a real story. You can ask my brother, you can ask Damien, you can ask everyone. We slept in that RV that whole fucking 6 days. And it was rough. But that was for the love.
Yeah.
That was for the love of the game. When you love something so much, it doesn't matter if you're doing that, because you're with your friends, you're doing everything, and it's not about money, it's not about anything, it's about the love of what you're fucking doing. And we loved every moment of that. When I think about it again, I would do it in a heartbeat. We didn't get the cool hotel, we didn't get any of that. It was fucking ride or die, and we fucking won that event.
It was the moments. You guys were capturing those moments, man, together. That's what it was about. All that time together. It's priceless. Absolutely.
I feel like So many of the tournaments that I've won have been off of stories like that. Like I remember the first tournament that I played with Aftermath in D3, 2005 was that Pomona Open. Do you remember
Dude,
how
it was
rainy?
so
Dude,
muddy.
that was, oh my
So
gosh.
muddy.
It was that, besides maybe the most recent Amsterdam event, because that one was bad. That might have been the worst event I've ever played. And we were playing at nighttime under the lights. But I remember we were stuffed like 5 kids into a room, super muddy. We are in like a really shitty little motel. And the rooms were destroyed from the weather. Our gear was gross. Every day putting it on, like that event was all about grit and heart, and that was like what catapulted Aftermath into who we were, because we had worked so hard. We were like, dude, nothing's gonna stop us.
Nope.
We came out, we won that event, our first event together. And truly to this day, I always say, I think it's because so much was against us, and like it was so shitty. And then
100%.
Dude, Tyler, remember in 2018 when we played with Expendables over in Europe?
Oh, it was the best time of my life.
Amazing. Dude,
best time of my life.
That was truly such a, like,
Pinocchio.
We won with the. Wait. So tell me why. Why was that the best time of your life? Like, why? What was so special about that time?
It was just a gritty tournament. I mean, Impact was. This was when Impact was at the height of their game, like dominating everything, and we played them in the finals. So it really meant something to beat them in the finals when they were at the top. And not only that, like me and Marcello were smashed into a little bedroom. Everyone was smashed into a little bedroom.
Okay, now I'm getting to the bottom of it.
Hold on.
Get to the bottom of it.
Hold on. So, look, it's hard when you're booking hotels over in Europe. The pictures online don't do it justice. And, the owner of the team, Dave, he's awesome. I love the Expendables guys. He actually he owns a field out in New Zealand. He's starting his own league. He's really good for the sport of paintball. Ty, I hope we can get him on here actually, because in that region, he's doing a lot of good things. But his hotel choices were a little questionable. And dude, so we were in this hotel. It's the middle of summer over there, hot as balls, humid.
Yeah.
No elevator. We had to take our bags up this like spiral staircase to the 10th floor every day, every morning, every day. No AC in the hotel. So
Tyler
and I were sharing a bed. We didn't have our own beds. We're sharing a bed.
Bad.
That's what you need, boys.
Sweating on each other, and like it was so funny. Ryan, Yosh were in the other room sweating on each other. It just a really hilarious Blake, Ryan, and Yosh were sharing a room, I believe, actually. And then, the other Expendable guys were sharing a room. So we had, it was just such a tight knit, like we would cram into a van, cruise to a little restaurant, eat together, cram back into the van, play hottie. Remember, we locked the windows, turned the heater all the way up. And, just those kind of things though, like the venue the venue actually was not great. The ground was pretty rough. Like it was just that kind of weekend where grit and heart is what was going to win.
Boom.
And we actually were in the wild card round that event too. So on Sunday we had to play a whole extra match in the morning because we barely squeaked in. And like that's just how paintball goes, man. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Like when
that's where we came up with the play the game mantra as at that tournament. That's where we came up with play the game. We were like, obviously there's a lot going on. You got to play the clock, the players, you got to play the game and be in the moment and have some grit and go for it. And that's where it all started.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, I fucking love that story too. Cause like and this is no disrespect to any other team, but you see teams like Houston Heat, you see teams like fucking, we know who I'm talking about from Canada. You see all the boys. It's like dynasty to me now. It's not the same dynasty as before. Like you guys are in the draft. You guys are taken care of course. You guys are pro players on a great team. But to me, like you don't have like that super rich, like crazy guy taking care of you. And for you to stick to this team and want to fight, that shows exactly what me as a person loves. And like for you to be on that fucking team means so much to me, and to fight and grind and go through all that shit without this extra this and that. And I don't know if I'm stepping on any toes myself, but that's how I feel. Like I love that you can stick with that team, not sell out for an extra dollar, not do all that, like, and keep the San Diego Legacy name, San Diego Dynasty name alive.
Which is a legacy.
That was a legacy, and that was a team I've looked up to my whole life. Ryan, as much as he doesn't want to believe it, I love him as a team. And Brian Cole, all these guys, Alex Frazee, like that team to me, like that's everything. And for us to be able to like sponsor you guys is a dream come true, honestly. And like I think we do a pretty good job of taking care of you guys. I know there's sometimes it's not the best, but like we do our best, and I like so appreciative to be able to even sponsor you guys. It's so amazing to have.
And we love you so much. We truly do, man. Thank you, Marky. We love you with all of our heart, dude. And the company is unbelievably successful and amazing, and is just the best in all aspects of gear and just everything. You guys are the best.
Yeah, man. There's not enough good things I could say about the company and what you guys do for us. And on a personal level, you know, Mark, like we constantly are interacting. Hold on a second. Okay. We're having some technical difficulties. Marky's microphone, I think, died. So we're just going to wait for him to hop back in here. But, you know, Ty and I can speak for sure. I mean, dude, Dynasty is, it means a lot to us, and we're going to be here riding this thing out for as long as possible. And
forever. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere either. We've talked about that. And
the funny thing is, like, Marky talks about how Dynasty is his inspiration, and I feel the same way. Dynasty, like when I was a kid, I was 11, 12, 13, even when I was on Oakland for 7 years.
Oh, hold on. I think
we got some action.
Yep, we got some action.
Dynasty is always.
Hey,
I don't know if
Ty.
they can hear me or not.
Ty, just hold on a sec. Yes.
They can't hear me. I can't hear them.
We can hear you. Yep. Can you hear us?
I know. I just changed.
Sorry.
Okay.
No worries.
You know where we started? Where we stopped?
Oh yeah, you're back in. Cool.
Yeah, I have no idea why that stopped.
Hey, look, listen, Mark. Look, we are transparent with our viewers, man. We're up and coming. We're trying to sort this out. There's going to be growing pains. We lost you for a second. Tyler and I continued conversation.
Cool. Let's keep rocking.
And let's keep rocking, man. We're going to be able to. We're just
fine. That, boys.
No, it's all good.
I was just saying how the same way that you aspired to work with Dynasty and always looked up to them, I felt the same way, and I'm still so like dumbfounded how I'm sitting here talking with you guys and able to play, you know, alongside Ryan and Oliver for all those years. And
that's amazing.
The future is going to be amazing for Dynasty. You know, they got the Force, and we work with you guys, and we have the best gear in the game. And it's just such a blessing to all be collaborating together. And that's what it's all about.
100%. Hell yeah. And I want to give a big shout out to Alex Frazee, Joe Stroud, Ryan Greenstein.
Yeah, Frazee.
Pursuing the Bob Long legacy and taking on the Force. And we work with them too with the T-Rex and everything like that. And I give it to them. And I love that you guys are shooting that gun. And Bob Long was a huge mentor to you. And I think that's awesome that you guys get to keep that legacy going, because when I was coming up, I watched Bob Long and I watched Bob Long teaching you, obviously. Little 11-year-old run to the corner when it was cap 20 balls a second. Let's go.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
You know, back into kind of what you were saying though, Mark, about Dynasty. And it's kind of what Tyler and I got into while you jumped off, but for us, it's the same thing, man. Like to be able to play for this team and you guys as a company, and Bob Long is legendary. You know, a lot of people don't know this. Tyler, I don't even know if I've told you this. My dad was actually friends with Bob Long when I was a kid.
No way.
Absolutely. Do you remember when? I swear to God. Do you remember when? Oh God, what were the first guns he made? Those electronic, before the Intimidator, way before the Intimidator. What were they called, Ty?
Oh, the Timmy was hot though.
No, it was before that. It was like an upgraded Spider. Oh my goodness, what were those?
I don't know. The Timmy was the earliest.
Wait, what was that? Wait, upgraded Spider?
Yeah,
it wasn't a Spider.
A Timon was the upgraded Spider.
No. Bob made a recreational style gun that was a couple $100, and oh man, it was before the Intimidator came out, because Bob Long sent my dad a free Intimidator because my dad was super into the paintball scene. He actually made paintballs back in the day called direct hit paintballs. He was really trying to, my dad and I played every weekend together, right? Like we've gotten into this story, and paintball was both of our lives. And he has always been a business savvy type person, entrepreneur, trying to, whether it was a catering company, a hot dog stand at the paintball park, vertical blinds. I mean, he was just a salesman, he was a hustler, Italian, old school. And, he at one point got heavy into the paintball scene and became friends with Bob Long. And just by reaching out, my dad wasn't afraid to call people and just say, hey, like,
that's what a true salesman's at, baby.
Totally. He was not afraid. And so when I was a kid, I remember he would have conversations almost every night with Bob Long. They would just shoot the shit. And so it's funny because I don't know if Bob realizes that was my dad. And so I would like to talk to Bob because I've never really had a conversation with him,
But we're going to try and have him on here shortly. I'm working on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, so to say that, so now we're sponsored by Field One, who bought Bob Long. We've got HKARMY Dynasty. To me, it's just an eclectic of dreams coming true because the Dragon is going to be where I'm at for the rest of my career. I know it's going to be where you're at, Tyler. Like, we talk all the time. There's paychecks out there, but look, man, that's not what it's about. It really isn't. We can find other ways to make money within the sport. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the Dynasty guys don't pay nothing. They're not, like we get some pay. There's good opportunities there, and the stuff that you can't replace is the brotherhood on the team. And I can't even begin to explain how much people like Yosh, Ryan, and Alex have, and Oliver. I know he's not around anymore, but those guys have completely shaped my personality, my outlook, my drive. They've been such an influence. And so
me too.
To Absolutely. And so to carry this on for them is something that any paintball player should want no matter what. Like, I can't imagine there's a kid that would pass that opportunity up,
I'll give you 2 reasons why I would never leave this team. The first reason is because I'll never leave this guy right here, Marky. I'll never leave his side.
Appreciate that.
The second reason is because I'll never leave your side. And those are the 2 reasons that have you both sitting right here.
That's family right there.
I will never leave Dynasty because of, Alex, Ryan, Yosh, Oliver. The legacy of Dynasty is going to carry on, and we're going to nurture that future. And I'll never leave Marky because I'm a hostile kid for fucking life. Let's go. So that's the rules and regs right there,
regs,
and there's no dollar amount. I mean, even if there was some absurd dollar amount, I would have to tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something much deeper going on here, and that is going to transcend all this stuff. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. Absolutely.
100%. You guys just like, so just so I can just explain it one more time. Yeah. You guys carrying on the San Diego Legacy name, like,
Dynasty,
Marcello,
San Diego Dynasty.
You know how deep that goes.
Yeah.
San Diego Dynasty. Tyler, you know how deep San Diego Dynasty goes.
Yeah.
Ryan knows. All these guys know. I know. But these kids at home, like, don't truly understand it. Until you were sitting in Huntington Beach, Marcello, do you remember when that bleacher was fucking filled to the brim?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Like,
unbelievable.
I don't want to say the wrong number, but 500, 600, like when it was blasted to the full in HB.
Oh, dude.
That was the time when it was unbelievable. You're on the field, Dynasty makes a move. It sounded like a goddamn football stadium. Like, I will never forget those moments. And Dynasty was leading the charge at that time. And I will look up to that and forever cherish those moments and what they've done for paintball. And you guys to bring that on, and you're going to be able to bring that back to those moments. You guys are the guys in charge. You're going to be able to do that. And I'm very proud of you guys and happy to be part of this with you guys.
We love you. It gives me the chills. That's awesome.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely, man. I love this team. All I could say is we're working hard too. Tyler and I talk about it all the time. Like, Dynasty will be back on top, and it's just a matter of when. That's all it is. And don't want to.
Do you mind if I cut you off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Your boy B Short wanted me to just ask you about a couple things. I gotta cut you off for a second, or B Short's gonna fire me.
Okay, what is it? What does he got?
Talk to the boys, because me and B Short actually listened to your podcast yesterday, or actually your second podcast, so podcast 2.
Okay.
About bettering paintball, be for the players. And I think me and I think B Short's done a great job, and he was a little wondering why you didn't mention it. And you can delete this if you want, but I think you should keep it. But Pro Tour is doing a good job. I know he's been slacking, and he knows he's been slacking. And I think Marcello knows that we're ready to go now, because Marcello is a commentator in it a little bit. But and we know what camera angles we need and everything. And what you said about paintball on your second episode, which I thought was amazing, and both you and Tyler hit it on the nail. So what you've seen so far with Pro Tour, and I think being in this game so long, I think Pro Tour can do it if we can master the angles, really put some time towards it.
Yes.
And I think we can do it because you know what Pro Tour does? When Ryan Greenspan plays Ronnie, we're going to know the background story about Ryan. We're going to know he loves surfing. We're going to know he was on Dynasty. We're going to know that Ryan Greenspan loves to go sailing. We're going to give the backstory. It's going to be like the UFC. It's going to be like if Ryan Greenspan wants to talk shit like he's goddamn Conor McGregor, he can be that star. And that's on the two players that are up here. So I think one-on-one, just like UFC, like you said, Ronda Rousey, I believe that you said.
Yeah.
One-on-one, mano-a-mano. If you want to give yourself that character and that spice, that's on you. And that we can give you the backstory and let's battle the fuck out. What do you think?
I love it.
Okay, so look, I'm going to respond to that. There's quite a few things that I want to hit on. First and foremost, I want everyone out there to understand that we are pretty much never going to delete anything from the show. If there's like a clip where we have to merge things.
I didn't think you were going to. I had to call you out straight on the camera, boy.
Hey, just saying. So you know, if someone drops out and we have to merge it, maybe. But if B Short wants to pay for some advertisement, we can shout out Pro Tour. No, that's a joke.
No, it wasn't about advertisement.
No, I know. In all honesty, dude, yeah, absolutely. Pro Tour is amazing. In all honesty, you know, I think it's funny. Someone actually messaged me and said, dude, you guys forgot to really mention Yosh Rao in the Dynasty at Home. I'm like, oh man, Tyler and I are doing this off the top of our head. We're just having organic, real, true conversations, and it just slipped the mind. But dude, I think Pro Tour is amazing because it's really cool to be able
I don't know how to skip Tyler's head.
It is really cool to be able to tell the stories and to build up a one-on-one match where it's me versus you and there's no other variables and it truly is very personal and it's very in your face. I think that's a great selling point. I think it's a great option as a side thing to paintball. But one thing that I will always be real with, there is so much magic to the game when you have teammates. And that's really the part that I think is so beautiful about paintball is the teamwork that it takes to win a tournament and moves that can be made when there's multiple people on the field, you know, instead of just being technical. And there's still a whole lot of gunfight logic.
Oh, don't worry. We got
one-on-one.
We got a Pro Tour that's coming just for you like that. We got one of those too.
Sure. All I'm saying is I think it's, and you know, I said this in the podcast, I think there's many formats that could do well. It's going to be how you market it, how you sell it. And the Pro Tour, the way it's being filmed, the way that HK, especially partnering up with Brandon, I think it could be really big, and I'm excited for it. I mean, dude, we commentated that match.
Yeah.
You know, with
that's
Ronnie.
what I'm saying. I know me and you commentated.
Totally,
Look,
absolutely.
If we're just going to be blatant here, I thought that maybe you give us a little something on there, but you seem to skip it. But we're just being raw here.
Yeah.
Podcast of the goddamn world.
It was a true accident. Didn't even notice.
No, it's all good. But to be truthful, like you saw what we did. This is going to go out. It's Ronnie versus Greenspan. It was a goddamn battle. We're not going to leak that. You saw the angles that we all know we're missing. And I think for you, Marcello, what you lived it, you commentated it, you saw the angles. We know what we're missing. If we can hit those marks, we're going to give the backstory on the people. What's your real true thoughts on what Short's doing? I think it's great for paintball, to be honest.
I think it's really good. Like I said, I truly am a firm believer in the more versions and styles of paintball that you push, the better. We don't have to conform to one. I think we should be pushing woods ball, scenario tournaments, X ball, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. I think there should be everything. Dude, look at snowboarding. You have or skiing. Like, can you get down the mountain the fastest, or are you doing tricks? You look at, you know, there's so many sports. I think surfing has similar aspects. Longboard, short
WSL, World Surfing.
Dude, look, we just want people playing and enjoying paintball. That's
Play the
all
game.
that freaking matters, dude. Because if people are doing that, paintball is too enjoyable on so many levels for us to put ourselves in a box and say it has to be this format and this is the only format. I think we could have a very successful one-on-one league, and I'm so proud of Short. Short's been one of my good friends for a long time, and now you make me feel bad for not bringing him up. It was a total,
don't say that.
Yeah,
I just had to bring it up for the boys.
Total accident, and I hope Short realizes how much respect I have for what he's doing.
And also, Yosh, sorry to Yosh about the quarantine talk. We love you, Yosh. We're just, our brains are frazzled, dude.
we're just, we're like trying to have ping pong balls back and forth, having conversations. And so, look, man, we're gonna skip stuff. We're not perfect. This is all a process. We're sharing.
Say one thing. I think that a very successful thing in paintball could be a mashup of everything. You have this tournament where you play one-on-ones. You have a tournament, and in the same tournament, you do a one-on-one, you do a woods ball, you do a 5-on-5, and you play all these different styles in one tournament or something like that. That'd
be pretty tight, dude.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Your team just submits one player for the one-on-one, or maybe it's like a best of 3, or maybe no, dude.
There we go.
You could have like a first of 5, and everyone on the team gets to play.
There we
You'd
go.
Be like X-ball style. That's like one matches.
Yeah, it'd be a fun tournament.
There's so much cool stuff because we have to be honest. There's not that many tournament paintball players in the world. When you compare it to people that are playing in football leagues or they're baseball players or soccer players, we don't have those kind of numbers. But I'll tell you what, our numbers in the masses, as far as just paintball in general, going out to the local paintball park and playing woods ball thing, we have really good numbers there. Yeah. So, and it's fun. That's how we all got started. Like we all started by just going out and playing in the woods. And we had a blast. That's what originally hooked us. And then we kind of went down the path of tournament paintball. Dude, all paintball is good and all paintball is so fun. And it's funny because for a while early in my professional career, I almost wanted to forget about scenario paintball. And I was short-sighted. I was young and I didn't realize how important it was. And it is truly so crucial to our game. One of my favorite tournaments was when we played in the UWL with Dynasty.
Yeah.
Like, it was so fun getting back to the roots of paintball, of where we started running around and where you're forced to have real conversations out there. I think it's so good for tournament players to go and play with their team in the woods, because you have to be like, hey, Tyler, he's like 3 feet behind that second tree back there. You have to have conversations to explain what's going on.
Yeah. And Marcello, I think you can agree. I don't know about what it was when you played, but your gun's not in full auto. Everyone's gun's in a different mode. Like you might be in semi, you might be in pump, you might be in whatever. You have to really have a skill.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely you do.
Totally.
100%.
Yeah, it changes it, man. It's revitalizing. When you go out there and you play that different style, it revitalizes your love for the game, man. It really does.
I just love what you two said, because I did listen to the podcast because I was coming on, and I thought that what Marcello said and what you said too, Tyler, was really great about everything, about how it's promoting the player. It's about Marcello. It's about Marcello versus Tyler, and it really promoting themselves. But it also does take the player themselves to put in some effort and really, promote themselves well, like a Conor McGregor. Or for soccer, look, I don't know much about soccer, football, whatever, but you know who I know? It's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, but I know he's the most famous soccer player in the world, and he's good. You know who I know? LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Like, I know these people. Just like you said, you wouldn't have never watched that other team. When I watched paintball on the thing and I'm not there, I'm watching Dynasty. I'm watching Heat or whatever, because those are the guys who I know are most marketable and I want to watch. So you are absolutely right what you said, Marcello and Tyler. But I think it takes effort on the way that you're being filmed and effort on the people to be marketable too, though.
That's right.
Totally.
We couldn't just force someone to be marketable. It doesn't say anything.
Dude, Mark, this is something that you'll probably really understand because you've done such a good job marketing yourself, and Tyler, you too. All three of us push the paintball product through our brand, right?
Yeah.
A lot of paintball players, professional players, especially, are just embarrassed and don't want to. And I think that is so lame, because our lifestyle is so admirable. It's so cool to be able to do what we get to do, to be able to travel to Europe and play with your best friends, to be able to go to Australia and teach paintball, to be able to meet people. I go down to South America and stay with these families, that, like, one of the guys, he owns a paintball team. And so I crash at his house for a week and I teach a weekend paintball clinic. And it's an experience that you cannot buy. Money cannot buy these experiences. It's so raw and organic, and you really dive into the culture. These are the things that we as professional paintball players that want to see the sport grow need to share on social media so that people that don't understand the sport can go, dang, that's pretty cool. I want to be like that. People want to be like Kobe because of the stuff that he has achieved, and in paintball, we're achieving experiences and, some monetary achievement as well. But for us, really, it's about the experiences. And so we need to share those. And I wish more pro players stepped up. And I will say a lot of pro players have stepped up. And dude, Ronnie Dizon, I want to give a major shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out Ronnie, baby. Dizon Docs.
Not only
Dizon Docs.
Not only has he helped us tremendously with this podcast, he spent a lot of time really trying to help with like editing and things like that to teach us how to do it.
And that's within the industry. That's awesome to be able to have it like that.
Totally. Yeah. But even more so, he has a very awesome YouTube channel. I love watching Dizon Docs. If you guys haven't, go subscribe to Dizon Docs because he's doing such an amazing job of spreading the word of the paintball lifestyle, which we totally need more of that,
He's definitely one of the best at that for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah has really stepped up. Even, Kid Arch. I wish Archie was on the gram more because he's one of the best to ever do it. He's really popular. He lives a cool lifestyle as well. And we've talked about it before, but he's starting to a little bit more. But dude, this is what gets people excited to do what
100%. Marcello, can I jump in?
Yeah, of course.
You saw one of my friends, actually, he works at Costco. You reposted him yesterday. And he said that he would pay an unlimited amount of money to jump on to see what you were seeing during the tournament.
Wow.
So basically, if when you're going to practice, if you would just throw on a GoPro or Tyler or whoever and post it on your channel, people like want to see your moves, their moves, whatever moves. Like, I think you guys could still even do, and this is no hate on anybody, even a better job to show these kids what it's like to be on the field with you. And Tyler, I know we jumped in with you a little bit and done all that, but people go ham. Like, all right, Marcello cam, let's go. Tyler cam, let's go. It's like you guys are so good at this fucking game, you don't even realize it, and everyone wants to see how to beat you.
So guys, dude, we the YouTube channel, we've got the YouTube channel. We're uploading all of our podcasts just about will be uploaded there as well. But Tyler and I have been talking nonstop, dude. We can't wait until we can get back to practice because we're gonna have tons of content that is not podcast material, it's YouTube material, right?
No, that's YouTube, baby.
Yeah,
we're
so
jazzed,
follow
man.
us. Follow us on YouTube. Play the game. You can follow us there, and we're going to be uploading our adventures on Dynasty, and then also we're getting GoPros, strapping them to the barrel, and going to be going ham out there.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's youtube.com/play the game.
Yep, play the game.
I'm subscribing right now. I swear to God, I'm going on right now. No, dude, seriously,
thank you.
This is what I've been wanting you guys to do for so long. Because, as you know, and I think Tyler said too, like what happens in the video game industry. Yeah, I think I heard a little bit about that. Is everybody likes that first-person view, and in video games, they're on Twitch, they're doing this. But when you subscribe, you're watching them first person. So you watch them go, and they shoot 5 guys, 3 guys, whatever. So like, if you have a camera on your goggle or whatever, and it could be completely raw, the kids just want to see you guys because your skills are just unbelievable, and it's just amazing to watch what you guys do on the field. And it's normal to you guys, but to everyone watching, like even myself, I'm like, holy shit, these guys are good. Like that's huge. So like to do that would be awesome.
Well, dude, it's coming. Thank you so much. Absolutely.
That made me even think even more back to the episode when I was talking about a ball coming out of the barrel, slow motion, this and that. That's exactly what Pro Tour's doing with B Short. And so, dude, I just dropped the ball.
That's what we were thinking. That's what we were thinking. We were commentating the same shot.
Look, man, we're gonna get Short on here, and we're gonna have a whole episode because people need to know what too, and we'll definitely get him on here because Short is come on, he's one of the more successful paintball players that has ever played the game.
OG,
multiple world titles. Actually, I've won all 3 of my world championships with Brandon Short.
Wow,
2 Ironman,
Brandon,
and one
he's
with
probably one of my favorites of all time.
Absolutely,
Short. He's amazing. And it's so awesome. Like I'm able to work every day with my best friends that we've started this with. So Brandon Fort, which we started this with, which was, we didn't get much into it, but Brandon Fort, I hear you. He was the inventor. So Brandon Fort did PB Fashion, which did headbands while we were doing HK. So we did everything but headbands. And Brandon Fort was a goddamn G. Marcello was one of the first sponsors, straight up.
That was
Fashion. No, straight up. Yeah. Marcello, what you were, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that. I had just got on the Ironman. I was 15 years old, and PB Fashion was my first sponsor, and I was one of well, Brandon back then, I remember him telling me one of the first person we sponsored. I still have this sick poster, dude. It's the first poster. It's in my closet right now. That Virtue made of me in 2006 of me. My first, I'm wearing all Ironman gear, and I have a huge PB Fashion headband, and I also used to wear this like undershirt with a PB Fashion iron on.
Yep.
And like I still have it because of one, it was the first like big ad that I had, which was super cool. But PB Fashion was really close to my heart. I always loved everything about it because, again, it was the first company that kind of like, bought into me and gave me a personal sponsorship. And so, again, that loyalty runs deep.
What a stylish, one of the most stylish brands ever to be in paintball, PB Fashion and Brandon Ford.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Outstanding.
He's been a beast. And basically, long story short, what happened was Brandon did his thing, we did our thing, and then we ended up finally combining the HK side, and then so basically the Orange County side and the LA side, and we became one way back when in 07 or 8 or whatever, and then we turned it all into HK, and PB Fashion stopped at that point, which continued to be HK. But without, just so I can say one time, because I know they're all going to listen, without Brandon, without Jason, without Steve, without Josh, without my brother, without everybody, this is not possible. This is not all me, and I wanted to just specify all that. I bust my ass and I do everything, but everybody combined, all you guys, everybody that supported us is why this is happening and why it did happen. And a lot of hard work, a lot of patience, a lot of persistence, and that's what it really came down to. So
you know,
family.
Yeah, a lot of family, and
straight up family.
Yeah.
You know
that, Tyler.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important. But it's funny how you were saying earlier, Mark, you each bring something totally different to the table. And that's exactly how paintball is. You can't have 5 snake players on the field. You can't have 5 back players on the field.
Dude, I was going to tell you, and I wrote this down on my goddamn notes, Marcello. Paintball had such an impact on our business.
Yes,
like,
I want to talk about it.
And I know that if someone wants to believe this or not, I swear to God, like, you go to the field, you guys go to practice. Then you guys go and you get to the field, you walk the field. Then you walk the field, then you go back out and you talk about the actual layouts. Then you get to the field, you play the first point, then you go, okay, this worked, this didn't work. It's the same thing with business. I swear to God, dude. Like, we go, okay, all right, let's make the goggle. Shit, this wasn't the right plastic. Let's make the right plastic. Like, we came into this, like, we're not experts about all the shit we're doing, but we trial and error. And you know what we don't do? Persistent. We don't give up. We keep fighting. Like, okay, we didn't pick the right plastic on this goggle. Cool. Okay, we messed up. We'll fix it the next time. Okay, cool. The headband wasn't sewn right this time. You know what? We'll fix it the next time. Like, we're not going to cry about it. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep fighting, and we're going to figure it the fuck out. And that's what we did. And that's been our fucking whole mentality the whole time. Like, it's just fight. And then if we don't get it right, then you know what? We're going to step up to the plate. We're going to man it. We fucked up. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to fucking fix it, and we're going to get it right. Like, that's just what this whole group does. Like, it's a bunch of fucking badasses, and I'm just so proud to be part of this whole group.
Do you guys hear that out there? You hear how it's done? That's how it's done right there.
That was it, boy.
That's some grit and persistence.
But that was from paintball and playing it and learning it. And you guys know this more than everyone. So I don't know. You guys.
Well, that's what it's all about, dude. And we all 3 of us can sit here and look back on our careers and have a pretty good feeling about it. But it's because of that mindset right there. You never give up. You keep gritting and you do it together. You do it as a family. You make the changes where you need to, and it's all going to work itself out,
Bingo.
There it is.
Totally.
Dude.
I mean, it's exactly what Tyler and I, we're on the same kind of venture. There's only 2 of us doing this, but same thing. We're like a couple of best friends, man, that are just amped to be able to do this. And that's, again, why, like, we're not going to try to delete and this and that. Look, for people listening, dude, you're stuck on this journey with us.
You're on the ride.
you're on the ride. Marcello, can I call you out on camera?
Yeah,
so I called Marcello out before because Marcello said in his last podcast, because I'm listening to your ass. I've never been home so long in my life. I think it was 6 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Marcello was able to take on other ventures, which is a blessing in disguise, which I'm so happy you guys do this. But I don't want to hear you say that when you start traveling and that you're not going to be able to do this. So I'm calling you out on podcast. So you make sure you keep grinding there, okay?
Yeah, baby.
Listen, hold on.
On camera, boys. Let's go.
I want people to know what they can look forward to. Tyler and I are so excited. Tyler and I are so excited for when the season picks up again and I'm busy. If I'm gone every weekend, our goal is wherever I'm at, we hop on and we do a quick little hour show and give updates on like what's going on. Where I'm at. Oh, I'm in Australia right now. And if I'm at a field, if I'm teaching a clinic in Wisconsin, you know, and I've got the owners, Amy and Richard Burnside. I love those guys. Shout out to them. I hope they're listening. I'm going to sit down with them because I want the backstory of how did you guys get into paintball and start a business? And this has become such a big part of your life. Dude, there is so much that we plan to do, and the travels are going to make it. The travels are actually going to be even better for the podcast because we're going to be having nonstop content.
Oh, coming. Way better.
Yeah.
I'm just calling you out to keep you accountable.
Good.
Because I know on my journey to be accountable,
Yeah.
Accountability. Keyword, people, accountability is everything. And to be able to just stick with it. And you know what? Today we don't get 1 million views, but you know what? 2 years from now, maybe you do. So let's just fucking grind, boys. Because I think that what you guys are doing is fucking huge for paintball. So I'm really proud of you guys.
Thanks,
Dude,
Mark.
We love you, man. And we feel the same way. And that's why we created this Play the Game. We want people across the globe playing the game as much as humanly possible. We want to grow this sport in the best light. And with people like all of us here, we're definitely going to do that. You know?
Oh, yeah. And can I say, I don't know if we're coming to end, but can I say one ending thing?
Sure.
I just want to say, so there's a takeaway from all this is that, like, if you feel that, and this is just my life, I'm not an expert or anything. If you feel that you have a passion for something, if you feel that you have it and it's in your blood, my advice is to go for it and fight for it and really, really just put everything you have into it, guys, because you never know what could come out with it. And if it doesn't work, so be it. But if it does, it's a whole nother world for you guys. So just fight and grind, boys.
You said something really powerful, and it was, obviously you got to just jump in. Just jump in. You don't know what is going to manifest from the chance from that. If you feel it and you have the passion and you have that drive and you love it and it's in your heart, then do it, man. It's going to be okay. You might not have the immediate success, but it will manifest. It will.
Bingo.
It will. Yeah.
Bingo. It took 13 years for us to get any sort of ground. 13 years. And it didn't matter because I loved it.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we all loved it, and not just me. It was never about money. It was never about anything. It was just about a passion and something that we loved. And it's what you're doing, Tyler. It's what you're doing, Marcello. It's what everyone's doing on Dynasty, Ryan, etc. And when you love something, my advice, and you don't have to take it from me, take it from everybody, is go for it.
Yeah, dude. Just jump in, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process. That's what it's all about.
The best decision I ever made was pursuing what I truly wanted to do. And that's the bottom line. I couldn't agree more. It's a good message, and there you have to be realistic in your goals, but don't limit yourself. And again, when you really do find something you want to do, just put your all into it and be okay with setbacks and understand sometimes you have to take one step back, two forward, and you just keep a steady progression.
100%. And don't get me wrong. We had our setbacks. Totally. And I didn't mention all of them. There was plenty, but you know what we did? And I've already said it before. We bit our tongue and we got back up and we fucking figured it out. So there's going to be setbacks. It's going to be a battle, but you know what? You can do it and it is possible. I'm breathing light.
Dude, yeah.
What do you think, Mark, was a turning point in HK? When did you guys, because for so long, so many years, it was a little pop-up tent at events. I remember Brandon Fort, he's literally like ironing headbands on in the back of the place, and that kind of stuff. Like, when was the turning point for you guys? It was when you guys for Dynasty, right?
You guys make paintballs now. It's freaking crazy. You know what I mean?
I think we hit it before Dynasty, but you don't know. But like, what I want to keep, like, really, and we do make paint now, but I think it goes before. And I really want to say, and I mentioned Cassidy before, we were on our social media before social media existed. Facebook wasn't anything. It was MySpace. Just so everyone can understand. Instagram wasn't anything. It didn't exist. It was fucking YouTube.
All I know.
Nothing. You know why? We were on it before it was a thing. And it really helped us pump up everything. You need to be on it. Like, you guys need to be on for yourself, Marcello, and exactly what you're doing for yourself, Tyler. And you know this. And what's worked for me, myself, when there's a new platform like TikTok, I'm already jumping on it. I'm going to hit 100,000 followers by the time we end this podcast. 100%. Like, I'm on it. And I'm going to take advantage of every situation we have. So, like, I feel like Cassidy and his videos and us being ahead of our time by trusting in him, it worked out. So it's just promoting yourself, promoting the brand, promoting the team, and promoting HK on a way where we couldn't afford Cassidy at that time. Cassidy is expensive, and we said, you know what, we're gonna just eat it
Pony
on
up,
our
yeah.
side. No, seriously, we said, like, look, we won't take anything. Like, we'll take less. We'll get Cassidy in here, and then when Cassidy went to work, then we were able to come back. But like, dude, by us sacrificing there, this is a real story. We really did sacrifice to get Cassidy.
Yeah.
By us sacrificing for Cassidy, it gained us a lot.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm not saying that was the only reason. There's a lot into that, but I feel like us being on our social media game before social media was a thing really helped us.
Yeah, huge shout out to Cassidy and Quitman. They're both amazing. You guys have.
And don't tell me now. I don't want Quitman to come at me. Like, Quitman is a goddamn beast. Quitman stepped in when Cassidy left.
Quitman is a beast.
Such a great job, and Quitman is a goddamn monster, and that's a fact. And I love Quitman to death. I'm just saying at that time when you're asking, but Quitman is a goddamn monster. 818 Productions. He was there way back when we were.
That's right.
Filming.
Yeah,
Quitman's OG, baby.
He's the OG Quitman, baby.
It's like,
I love you, Quitman.
Love you, baby.
Quitman's the man. It's like Oliver Lang. You're going to have players that are going to be as good or better in the future of the sport for sure. It's just how sports go. They progress.
Sure. Yep.
But there will never be another Oliver Lang. He will be the GOAT forever because he's the first. It's like Jordan.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I think Kobe would probably beat Jordan in a one-on-one, but Jordan's the GOAT, you know, and he's always going to be. Cassidy is that, you know, and Quitman crushes. I love
Quitman's a monster.
Quitman's a goddamn beast. He's had to step into a huge position, and goddamn, he done great.
Yeah, you have to step in to fill Cassidy's shoes, and he has done fantastic. And you're right. So that actually goes back to, man, like, it's about the promotion. That's when we were talking about what could make the game better. Dude, it's how you market it, man. How you sell it.
Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Yeah.
You were already hitting on it. You guys got it.
Totally. My dad always told me, you could have the best product in the world, but if you can't sell it, you're not going to make shit. Your
dad's a genius.
or you could have a shitty product and sell it really well.
Yeah.
Now look, hopefully you don't have a shitty product. That's you got to strive to be great, but it's the truth. You see a lot of shitty stuff out there that people just buy into because it was, you know, marketed in a certain way or a certain person endorses it. So, you know, like, it's so important. 100% the social media stuff.
It's everything. In today's day and age, it is everything. And like you said, Marky, you're on the front end of this TikTok movement. You're going to be having 100,000 followers on this platform that's going to explode in the next 2 years. This thing is going to be.
And to be honest, like, I'm sure when Cassidy came on, and like, you're talking about when there was no Instagram, there was no nothing, and he was like, okay, let's try MySpace and YouTube. YouTube was nothing at that point, but it's like when you see something, I'm like, TikTok, oh fuck, I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't know. I've been through this.
Right.
I have to jump on it. And today, if you look at my shit, there's 93,000 followers. I guarantee you by the time this launches, I have 100,000. Like, I'm telling you, I do not skip a beat. I'm on it. And I know that the paintball players are on it, and I do it for the brand.
You're having fun, man. You're having a good time. That's what it's about. Yeah.
How often do you post on there? Explain this TikTok to us. Cause honestly, like I think, you know, we should probably get into it too. I don't have one yet.
I think you should. Gary V's in there. We all know who Gary V is. All these inspirational, motivational speakers are in there who know it, and they've been speaking on it. And it took me a minute to figure it out, but then I'm like, all right, let's go. You guys can literally just take snippets of your favorite clips and put it on there. You don't have to dance. It used to be an app called Musical.ly. Yeah. And then TikTok bought it out. So it's not about dancing. You can do anything on it. But the reason is there's 14-year-olds who play paintball to 18-year-olds on this thing. Like, that's the main thing, 14 to 18. And I know from 14 to 18, you know what I was fucking fully living? Paintball. 14 to 18, like, that's all I care. And all these kids, you got to see this shit, dude. Like, I posted a video, like, yelling at someone, and I overshot them. They go, you're an asshole. Da, 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 da. Like, there's so many kids who have no idea who I am. And I go, this is awesome. I'm reaching the right people, because I know once I got you in my grasp, I'll post another video that makes you love me. So it's like, the demographics there, it's a younger demographic. We're going to get you. And the people on TikTok who are promoting paintball are doing it the bad way. The way that I'm doing it is the good way. So there's people just overshooting, people doing stupid shit. That's all that's on there. But they need more people like me and you who are going to do it the right way. And you're going to get them, and you're going to feed them to what is where we are at the NXL.
So essentially, the TikTok is more like it's kind of like a skit, essentially, that you're running, and like it's like a little bit that you're running on that.
Sure. But it doesn't have to be. All you guys could do is just do a bit from me and you for 20 seconds, and that's what Gary Vee is doing.
Yeah,
A motivational bit. And these kids are so smart these days that they want to learn how to be a businessman, how to make the next move, how to make the next jump, and they want to learn from people who've already done it. It doesn't need to be necessarily about paintball or whatever. It's just motivation.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah, love that. Love
Very
that.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
to get to. All right,
and
dude,
thank you, Marky. Just one thing, Marky, thank you so much. I know I speak on behalf of humanity for what you've done in this crisis of COVID with the masks, distributing masks, and
thank you.
Really, really powerful stuff that you did there. And I know that the paintball community, if they could tell you right now, they would say how much they love you for that and how amazing that was. So thank you very much from all of us, dude.
Yeah, and you know what, most of the people. Yeah, most of the people have. We are only doing the masks because obviously there is, Marcello, you said there's no paintball fields open.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As big as you want to say we are or not we are, there's no one to sell paintballs to. There's actually no one to sell paintball gear to as a field and or a store. So we're trying to take what we know, and that's manufacturing. So we go, okay, let's convert it to masks. And thank the Lord that we've had a very strong following throughout the years, and we have people who are purchasing the mask. But for every mask that we are selling, we are donating. And Marcello, you know this, as we've given you masks. I texted you guys this morning, a kid with doing chemotherapy with cancer. I handed him masks, but there's firefighters, there's police officers, there's people on the front lines at hospitals. We've given over to this day, right now as we speak, 6,000 masks, medical masks to people that maybe we posted, maybe we haven't.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
We are really doing this to help, and we know at this time when we help, you guys are going to remember this, and you guys are going to, hopefully help.
And you guys are always there, man. You guys are always there helping. If there's something going on, you guys are always the first ones to be there to extend your hand. And that's what really separates you guys from any other company in the paintball industry. And the way that you do it is really unmatched. And we absolutely love you for everything you do, man. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, I got to say, I think right now it's so important for so many people and companies. Everyone really does need to come together in the paintball community. I just saw Field One is donating $100 to different local stores for every force that's bought. Just like little things like that.
That's right.
Little things like that, man, are so. Look, of course they're trying to sell a gun, and of course you guys want to sell a mask. Of course, we still need to make money as well.
Yeah, you still got to survive.
That's something that people don't understand, and they really do want to look at stuff in a negative way and say, well, you should just donate them anyway. That's not how the way it works. Unfortunately. No. Not. And listen, here's first and foremost, my big response to everyone that says, why don't you just donate the mask anyway? That doesn't solve the other problem. I know here in San Diego, and I'm pretty sure up where you guys are at too, Mark, LA, I don't know really about Arizona. You're going to have to wear a face covering when you go in public. That's becoming mandatory May 3rd, May 4th, maybe. One of those days.
And all Costco's as well on May 4th just implemented it as well. So
shout out to May 4th and your shirts that you have right behind you. If you guys, look at our YouTube. Go check out HKARMY's May the 4th product line. That's amazing. He's got it in the YouTube.
I'll take the plug. Thank you, Tyler.
But look, you guys are going to need something to cover your face anyway. So it's a win-win situation that that you guys created. And that's why I was so happy to be part of it. And you're right, dude. The people that I was able to deliver those masks to, the surgical grade ones, not the HKARMY ones, the surgical grade ones, they were so thankful and grateful for it. And that's a real thing. And you know what? Nobody can take that from you guys. So,
and Tyler and Marcello, can I just tell you just how we are? And I think this will show you me as a person. When our back's against the wall, we pretty much move and shake. So every paintball field's closed nationwide. The world. We're talking about, I'm not going to say numbers, but a substantial number that we just lost per month. And it's hard to keep the payroll, to keep all this and do that. And we're fighting our asses off to keep everyone on payroll and not lose anyone and keep all of our friends. These are our friends. This is our family. And for us, all we did was a little move and shake. And we said, all right, okay, cool. If we're not going to be selling paintballs right now, let's switch manufacturing at that plant and let's set up masks. Why is it bad on us for making a move to help one, people, and make sure that we can take care of our family, which has helped us for the last 15 years, 20 years.
Keep people employed.
God forbid that we're on point. You know,
you guys could have.
That's not being cocky. That's not being anything. I'm just saying we're pretty savvy, and if you're gonna put us, if our backs are against the wall, and please believe my back's been against the wall most of my life, I know how to move.
But you guys could have easily just made those masks and sold them, and not
100%.
And so that's what people don't understand is like they think that because you decided to do that you should have just done it anyway, but it's just not how it goes, man. And that's what's so frustrating. But dude, that brings up a good point too that I wanted to talk to you about for sure, Mark. Is you guys do shake and bake. You move. You guys are
shake and bake, baby.
You guys are bob and weave. You're innovative. And that kind of is like Meta Threads. I know it's not the same as HKARMY, but it's by you guys.
Forgot Navi, baby.
How did that relationship get started? Because you guys are crushing it in the video game world. So how did that?
And I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank God, because Steve would have killed me. And I would never heard that. Shout out Steve Navi, baby.
Navi, let's go.
As we spoke earlier into this, I know we're getting long into this, and
no, this is
Steve
great.
Navi actually was the first one with me and my brother as the hostel kids, and his dad owns a restaurant in Irvine and everything. But Steve and Steve has been like the #1 sales guy for HK for a long time. But this company called Astro Gaming, and shout out Kyle Spica, because he was the first goddamn sponsor on it. You know Kyle, obviously. He got sponsored by this company called Astro Gaming. Astro Gaming then hit up Cassidy, and we were letting Cassidy work for Astro Gaming in our sales because we're like, Cassidy, like we want to keep him, but he wanted more money. So Cassidy, go ahead and do that. At that time, they're like, hey guys, we know you have fucking 10, 15 years of manufacturing. Would you be able to do gaming shirts? We go, absolutely. Like, because we've already been doing custom jerseys, everything. So Steve jumped in place and kind of took the head position at that. And because of Astro Gaming, who actually first sponsored Kyle Spica, I got to give it to him. He'll tell me if I don't call him out. He's going to say, screw you. Kyle Spica was first on the scene. But Kyle Spica really was like the forefront in the paintball world, the first kid that had these on. And then we kind of saw that. But the Astro Gaming like reps saw us, HKARMY, and what we were doing, and they hit us up. And then Steve kind of contacted them and worked it out from there. But what happened was just a lot of hard work. And now Meta Threads is fucking taking over the world in the gaming scene. But we couldn't have done that without years and years of hard work and knowing and manufacturing and understanding the game. And all we were able to do is what we took in paintball and just bounce it over to gaming. But without the hard work and the learning experience and the failures and the losses and the losses and the losses, we've eaten our ass so many times that we don't tell you guys about. And that's the truth, dude. We've had it. I mean, I didn't even want to say it, but we've had a huge order of goggles that were the wrong plastic. Look, I'm just going to be authentic. And I think that's why it's always been like me and
HK. And you make it right.
We've messed up a huge order of goggles, and you know what we did? Don't sell them. Don't mess them up. We're going to take the hit and make them the right plastic, because that's how we do it. But we've fucked up, and we always fix it. And especially when we mess up, if something rips or whatever, we listen to the customer and we always fix it. That's what I pride myself in. And we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if there's a problem, and I think Marcello will vouch for this, and so were you, Tyler. If we have a problem, we will acknowledge it and we will fix it, because we know we're not specialists. We know we're not perfect, but we will fix it
every time. And I can vouch for that too. Every single time I could talk to Jay or you or somebody, and then it's done. By the next time I see it, it's done. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
So we took what we've learned from paintball over the last decade, and we just jumped it over to gaming, and it fucking worked out well. And now we have two companies just thriving, and we have two warehouses that are 10,000 square feet, one over here, one a mile away. And it's pretty incredible. If you guys don't know about it, we own our sister company to HKARMY is Meta Threads, and they're fucking crushing it. Led by the great Steve Navi. Let's go.
Go check out Meta Threads. They're working with Xbox. They're working with Facebook. Doing some pretty powerful things in the gaming industry. Yeah,
that's 100%. Totally awesome, man. Dude, Mark, I know we, like you said, we are getting here towards the end, but I think people probably want to hear what your plans for the upcoming, the foreseeable future, at least, what you've been doing at home to stay in shape. Do you have advice?
So I'm going to break some news. Everybody upstairs told me not to say this, but I'm going to say it because I like all you guys.
Baby. Let's go.
So,
okay.
Sorry, Brandon. Sorry, Jay. Sorry, everybody.
Dude,
myself off as just doing what I feel is right. So based off with the podcast that I listened to, which was your number 2, I don't know where this is going to be. You guys talked about how paintball should be filmed, how paintball should be edited, all that. So we now hold and secure. I'm going to get killed for this, guys. And this is what we do. I love you guys. We hold the patent for a camera and a loader. Nobody can use it without us. We have no problem giving it to the NXL, giving it to GoPro, or giving it to Go Sports. We're totally cool with it. We hold the patent. There will be no camera on your barrel. There's no camera on your barrel. There's no big camera here. The camera will be inside your loader. We own that patent. We own that patent because we care about how the game should be excelled. We care about it because we know first of all, can I just say one more thing? We're the only owners who still show up to the events, set up the booth, tear down the booth, and we still go and play paintball. These are the only owners in paintball. I just want to say that one last time.
Field 1 also. Field 1 too. Field 1 too.
Okay, cool. I'll say that.
Hey, but you know what I will say?
You guys, these other big companies, who else does that?
No,
nobody.
You guys are the only ones. You guys are in our pit every game. You got something I've noticed about HK from when you guys first sponsored Dynasty in 2013. You got from then until now. One of you, Jay, even Brad.
Yeah, somebody's there at one point.
Somebody's there because you guys just truly care about your teams, and that is.
Thank you, and I appreciate you saying.
I don't see any other company. I got to say Field 1, obviously, because they have to be in the pits.
No, I love all that.
But no, I know.
Go to Field 1 and buy their gun.
But dude, but other than that, I don't see it happening from any of these other companies. And
that means a lot because we do. We're there.
Totally.
And it doesn't go unnoticed. No. It does not go unnoticed, man.
Cool.
So, oh my God, that's insane news.
So that's
Tyler,
huge. Oh my God.
Let's talk about this real quick. I know we're going over.
Dude,
if you're playing paintball right now, you have a barrel cam. That GoPro's in front of your barrel. It's blocking
I don't like
view.
it. Totally. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
And say it's on your head. Okay, cool. That's fine. But it's weight to your head, and it's a target. Dude. What we are going to do is we have and I don't mind saying this and I just broke the news on the goddamn paintball podcast.
Let's go. Yeah, world news.
The cameras are getting so small. We can do 4K. It can be inside the loader, guys.
Wow.
Inside the loader. You don't even know it's there. And if somebody really wants to go to the Marcello camera, they can go to the Marcello camera and really see what you're doing. If somebody wants to go to the Tyler camera, they can go to the Tyler camera. And that's what I'm saying. This is how we're thinking on the back end. No one knows like the deep stuff. Do you know, like, I don't even want to get into it, but it costs money to get this. We're trying to like secure these things.
Yeah.
We do really care. This is our whole life. I've loved this since, my parents got a divorce and I didn't know what else to do. Like paintball is what I fucking love. And I understand this game. You understand this game. You understand this game. And we do things on the back end that we don't really tell people the whole time, but all we want to do is elevate this game and make sure that the players, can get taken care of. And of course, we want to make sure that we're taken care of. So like we're doing things like that. So, and just for the record, if NXL, if Go Sports, if anybody ever wants to use that, we want everyone to use it. We're not trying to
hoard. Absolutely. Wow, that is groundbreaking news. That is huge.
And we broke it here on the paintball podcast.
Oh man, play the game. I think that that's going to change YouTube for myself and for Marcello. I mean,
exactly.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
And for the webcast, could you imagine being able to say, "Hey, turn the camera to Tyler's webcam right now. He's going down and bunkering somebody." Like having that, dude, that is absolutely.
And there's no reason to say that they can't put a GoPro on the front of your barrel and do it. But what I'm saying is, it's going to be in your loader, and you can't see it.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
They can do it right now by putting a camera in front of you, but it's blocking your view. Nobody wants that. We're going to input it inside of the camera, and I don't mind saying this, like I said again, guys, because we hold the full.
Beautiful, man. Cool, man. Beautiful.
And I wasn't going to say it, but I'm just going to.
Let's go.
There's no one else to do it but play the game, boys.
Play the game. Let's go, baby.
I love that. That really shows, like, we still care. We want
innovators.
Exactly.
You guys are innovators, man. You guys have always been innovators, and that's why you guys are standing at the threshold of the throne, man, because of things like that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. Well, shoot, dude, I don't know if we can end on a better note, but I just, I just want to thank you, Mark, for coming on and telling the story. I feel like there's still so much we could talk about, and maybe we'll have
There's a lot, guys, and there's a lot I missed. And I just want to say, at the end, one more time, it was just like, guys, honestly, I made $0 for the longest time. I slept on a couch, Marcello, Brandon Forrest's couch on 444 Gresham. I ate the goddamn Carl's Jr. 99-cent cheeseburgers for 3-4 years straight. Like, I worked at a restaurant, I worked at Target, I busted my ass, but it all came down to persistent, consistent, just attitude, and I never gave up, and I just fought for this. And I really want to give like a takeaway from this. I really do. And if you really do love something, and like Marcello said, within hindsight, I think, like, if you really seem like you have something, just based off my story, I say go for it. And I will always say go for it, because you can always go back.
Yeah, man.
If you feel that, go for it, boys. That's me.
Right. I love
I'm
that.
not an expert, but that's
also,
what
hey, thank you for everything you do with Run Cities as well. If you don't know, he has Run Cities where he has these competition type of things of running distances to see who can get the most miles, essentially. So you should follow Run Cities as well.
Shout out. Thank you. Yeah. So what I do is just once a month, real quick. Sorry. Or every other month is I do a running challenge where you have to do 75 miles in 30 days. And it keeps me accountable. Really what I do it is for me, and I don't want to be selfish, but when everyone's on me, I will be on my best behavior. And I know that everyone's watching me, and then when I do good, they're all doing it. So it really helps me and you guys, and I help you guys at the same time. And I love when we're helping each other. So that's all that is.
That's what it's all about, man. It's really all love in this paintball community. And man, Marky, I love you with all my heart, dude. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for coming on the show and breaking that news and just hanging out with us. We couldn't even begin to open the can of worms of how good we feel about you and the company, and we just love you with all of our heart, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Right. Hey, you know what? Before we sign off, Mark, where can people find out more? I mean, I'm sure most of these guys follow you already, but Instagram, YouTube, where can people keep up with you?
Cool. Yeah. Well, first off, HKARMY.com is where you can get all the gear. Secondly, at Marky HKARMY would be where you could follow me on Instagram, and then on YouTube, just follow HKARMY Clothing, because that's where we'll have everything going on. And we appreciate all your guys' support. Really, it means so much to us, especially during this whole COVID-19 time, when all you guys are still ordering and still helping us. Without those online orders, guys, I don't know how we'd be standing here today. Honestly, it's crazy. We lost everything, all stores, all fields, everything, and we're still getting orders. So from me to you, I'm so thankful for all of you guys. It means the world, because we're able to still come to this office and pack these orders. And I'm so happy to go pack orders. So thank you guys. No, I'm being awesome, man. Being serious.
Yeah. And we'll continue to support you till the day we die, man. We love you with all of our heart.
You're the guys.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. All right, everybody out there in Play the Game podcast land, we love you guys. And until next time.